say that when I get older and when I get married and have children, I will never get an elf on a shelf. I will never, after what this year has said about it, has brought into existence about it, yeah, no, I don't think I will ever have that. I would traumatize my kid? No, ma'am, I'm good. I'm good. If I do, it'll take 10 times to watch the Polar Express to get her imagination back into existence. No, ma'am, I don't think so.
Thank you, Carter. Don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. Don't care about the present. Underneath the Christmas tree.
What's poppin', my loves? I am not even centered. 1 second. Oh my God, I'm not centered. I feel like I'm not centered, but yeah. Good to go? Good to go. What's poppin', my loves? It's your girl, DatsSoRavien, back with another video. And for today's video, it's a little different. Because we're in the Christmas spirit, and because of this glorious tradition that has been surfacing on TikTok, and I haven't really seen it on Instagram, maybe a little bit on Instagram and other platforms. But for today's video, we are going to be reacting to elf on the shelf videos that have surfaced on camera. Through TikTok, through recordings, through anything. I was supposed to be ranking Christmas movies on today, but because I saw this video, why not switch things up and just react to different videos of elves on the shelves being caught on camera or being on TikTok? Because with the whole tradition, if you don't know what it is, so I'm gonna put my computer down. The whole thing behind elf on a shelf is basically you have an elf who's on a shelf, and either you get one that's but either the elf is good and does nice and sweet things around the Christmas holidays, or you get a mischievous one that does bad things, does pranks, and so forth. This is like a kid's experience for them to basically have fun with it, to imagine things, and yeah, it's basically for the kids. But what they don't realize is that sometimes it can be traumatizing. Now, my mom did not get an elf on a shelf first. I don't remember her getting an elf on a shelf for me and my sister, because I probably would be traumatized at the fact that if it moved, I would have been screaming and going to her room. Yeah, no, I don't think I want that. I don't think I would have the capacity to see an elf on a shelf move, because it's so little, and if you get what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's the whole concept of it. And there have been, for like this holiday season, it's gotten more chaotic. Not chaotic, but it's been more, how can I put it? It's shown more, there you go. It's been shown more how these elves on the shelves are kind of traumatizing, kind of scary. Now, some may be good, but overall it's been getting worse and worse. So yeah, that's what we're getting into on today. That's gonna be it. But before we do get into this video, make sure that if you are new here, what's poppin', what's good, how y'all doing? And if you are returning, but if you aren't, locked in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, make sure to click that like button, and then comment down below. The question I have for today is like, if you had an elf on a shelf as a child, or if you still have one with your family, what is the most interesting story, scariest story, or sweetest story you have with that elf on a shelf? Because baby, I want to hear these. I would love to hear these stories. But other than that, let's get into the video and let's react to these. Let's react to these videos. So let's get into it.
Elf on a Shelf: A Christmas Tradition is a 2005 kids' Christmas story that started the trending holiday tradition that we know and love today. With all of the attention that this story received over the years, it's only natural that a few urban legends have emerged because of it. What is good, my friends? My name is Nicholas Playlog, and I'm your host in today's video, where we're going to be looking at the top 5 scary Elf on the Shelf urban legends. Let's get into it. Number 5 on this list is hitting the elf. As far as the story with the elf on the shelf goes, if a child is to touch the elf on a shelf, then all of its magical abilities will leave, and the only way you can bring it back is to sprinkle cinnamon around it and leave it overnight. If you do that, then its magical...
Why would you... what? I'm curious, why would you sprinkle cinnamon all over... Okay, continue.
Abilities will return, and it will continue reporting to Santa Claus. However, there's a legend that if instead of touching the elf, you hit it or abuse it in some way, rather than lose its magical ability, you turn the elf into a force of evil. Similar to the legend of Krampus, where he will punish you for being bad, this elf will do something similar if you abuse it and it labels you as a bad kid. Now that you're labeled as an especially bad kid and have harmed the elf, it will turn from a nice elf into an evil elf meant to make you pay for your actions. If you do this, then you can expect the elf to awaken in the night, except instead of reporting back to Santa Claus, it will enter your room and beat you the same way that you beat it. This will be an extended torture session from this.
And that's what I was talking about. No, I don't think I will ever have an elf on a shelf. If that was true, yeah, I don't think nah, G, I'm good. I'm good. You can go on with that somewhere else. I'm good.
This now demonic elf whose only mission
Why
is
does
to make
it
you...
look Why does it look like that? Oh my god, it looks like a freaking gremlin. It's looking into my soul. Oh my god. It is looking into my soul.
will occur every night right up until Christmas time, when the elf will finally go away. However, that might mean that you could be getting tortured every evening by a demonic elf for weeks. Apparently, even if you try to kill this elf or send it away during the daytime, when it should once again sit on your shelf, it will still come and find you in the night and be even angrier than it was before. Nobody knows how you can combat this thing if this ever was to happen to you. So the legend just further enforces that you shouldn't touch the elf on the shelf, and if you do, then make sure you don't intentionally harm it in any way. Number 4 on this list is the tiny camera. The whole elf on a shelf thing has really taken off in the last few years, with millions of tiny little elves being sold. It has also become one of the biggest trends come Christmas time and synonymous with the holiday itself. The whole nature of the elf on a shelf is to watch you in your home and make sure that you're good. We suspend our disbelief a little bit and believe that this little tiny elf doll comes to life and then reports that back to Santa. In one family's elf on a shelf though, this info wasn't going back to Santa Claus at all. In 2011, a family had an elf on the shelf for about 3 weeks before they noticed this wasn't just an innocent doll. Inside the elf was a tiny camera that was sending video to a feed. The camera was dead when they found it, but they have no idea how long it would have been running and recording them. This sparked a theory that the elf on a shelf is a method for big corporations to get inside our homes and learn more information about us. People have even gone further with this and theorized that it may be the government who's behind this and wants to have an extra eye on what's going on in the typical domestic lifestyle. It's also possible that in that one instance with the family.
See, that's another thing. Like, I understand. Hi FBI, how you doing? I understand y'all are watching. Yeah, I know y'all are watching. I don't think that's very for that. That's another reason of why I don't want one, cause you watching my kids sleep? Like that
family, a creeper installed the camera and it was going to one select person. They never found out how the camera got there or who it was going to, so it's left it up in the air for people to speculate on. Having thousands of mini cameras installed in these tiny elves to watch us seems a little bit far-fetched to me, but we've seen the government or corporations do crazier things before. Number 3 on this list is Mormo. Mormo is the name given to one very particular elf on the shelf who is quite unlike the rest of them. Legend says that there is one elf that tries to impersonate an elf on the shelf and break into your home. This creature
It's supposed to be the holidays. It's Halloween already passed. Why? I'm starting to regret my choice for this video.
is a demon, though, whose only intentions are to kill. This legend started due to a brutal murder which took place a few years back. A wife and a husband had both been killed in a way that the police had an extremely hard time understanding. When the authorities got to the home and discovered the crime scene, there was blood everywhere and the couple was both lying in the middle of their living room. There was no signs of forced entry and nothing was taken, though. The authorities thought that it might be a murder-suicide, however the manner of their death indicated that he was involved. One thing that stood out to the police was the blood-spattered elf on a shelf positioned on the mantelpiece in full view of whatever it was that took place. The police were never able to determine the true cause of death, but this story sparked the legend of Mormo, the demon elf on the shelf. Now, people believe that every time you get an elf on the shelf, you are simply rolling the dice and could end up with Mormo. If you do, then it's very possible that you and your family will die in a tragic and unexplained way before Christmas time. I'm not sure how much validity this has to it. Kind of seems like somebody really ran with the story on this one, but having a devilish killer elf on the shelf like Chucky certainly isn't a pleasant thought. Number 2 on this list is that the entire elf on a shelf story was constructed by a demon. The entire premise behind the elf on a shelf is a little creepy to begin with. You're led
Oh my gosh, no. I'm laughing at the fact that this is just too much. Oh my god. What?
letting this magical little doll into your home to watch and judge your actions. Then when you're asleep, this doll gets up and flies back to Santa to let him make a final judgment on if you are good or bad. It's basically like a Christmas version of Big Brother. That being said though, we love Christmas and we love Santa so much that when we think about Santa, it doesn't seem so bad. But what if this elf on the shelf isn't reporting back to Santa at all? What if it was reporting back to a demon? In 2008, a woman who had an elf on the shelf started to notice little things missing from her home during the Christmas season. First it was her keys, then it was some of the kitchenware, and then some other more valuable items. She also started to notice that things started to go wrong. Appliances that were relatively new just stopped working. Leaks were happening in the home and the electricity kept going on and off. She had no idea what the catalyst of these problems could have been until she linked it to the elf on the shelf. They only started happening when she brought that thing into her home. Since then, other rumors have surfaced about people noticing things that are missing from their homes whilst having this little elf in their house. The story has snowballed to a place where there is now a community of people who swear these things aren't working for Santa at all, but actually for a mischievous demon. A demon who simply wants to wreck the Christmas season and cause chaos in your home. It should also be noted that the items and things that went wrong kept getting worse and worse the longer you kept that thing in your home. So who knows how bad things could get if you keep that thing in there for the entire season. Number 1 on this list is a devilish name. A rule associated with the elf on the shelf is that the family housing this elf must give it a name. Typically people go down the silly route and name it something like Mary Martha or Twinkle Toes or something ridiculous like that. All of that is fine and good and very in the Christmas spirit. However, there are a few names that you need to avoid when you're naming your elf on the shelf, or you may run the risk of devilish possession. Names such
Okay, that's common sense. Why would you name it a devilish name for it to have a demonic spirit possess its whatever you want to call it? Common sense, bro. To name it something sweet, something nice, something festive, something traditional, whatever. Common sense.
as Lucifer, Bile, Gorgo. These names are all infernal names, which are names that are linked to anti-hero figures used in satanic rituals. If you ever give your elf on the shelf an infernal name, and there's actually a full list of infernal names that
I'm sorry, but if you give your elf on a shelf a hellish and devilish name, you kind of set yourself up at that point. I'm so sorry, but you set yourself up right then and there. From the start of it all, you set yourself up. Common sense will give you the idea of naming it, again, sweet, something nice, not this BS. Like, what?
But if you do this, then you just open the door for your elf to become possessed by a demon. Just because the door is open doesn't mean that any demon will walk through it. However, you don't really want to be giving them the option in the first place. Christmas time is a time of love and family, and also to celebrate religion. All really nice things. If you are a demon though, this is one of the worst times of the year, and you are itching to cause any type of chaos that you
What happened? Accidentally turned it off? What happened? Guys, accidentally turned off my laptop. We're back though, we're back.
can and ruin the fun. If a demon takes over your elf on a shelf due to its name, then there's no limit to the amount of nastiness it could cause. Not only could this devilish puppet haunt your home, torture you in the night, or wreck your style of living, but now that a demon is in your home and possessing this elf, what's to say that it won't start trying to possess you? Also, typically these elves leave a little bit after Christmas, but there's no timeline when it's possessed by a demon. That thing could stay and destroy your home and even your lives for however long it feels like. My advice is to stick to the silly when naming your elf on the shelf. Well, there you have it, guys. That is our list of the top 5.
Okay. What the heck? Okay. Wow. I think that I certainly will not get an elf on a shelf. Not now. Not as when I'm an adult. Not when I get married and have my children. Not ever. Because of that. Because of that. Wow, that was a video. That was very interesting. Now I know more. The more you know. But that was pretty much it. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for watching. Like I said, if y'all had an elf on a shelf, what was the best stories y'all had about it? What was the worst stories? Whatever y'all come up with, comment down below in the comment section. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, to click that like button. And that's pretty much it. Again, thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry if I kind of scared y'all. But without further ado, I'm gonna catch y'all later. And yeah, deuces.